guys, it's your girl DiDa Ritz, aka Miss Cheesecake. Welcome back to Detailz. The slice, the slice, slice, the slice, the slice. Where I like to give you my slices of pop culture each week. How am I doing? Doing really good. Excited to bring you guys some more details. Remember, these are always my opinions. I lead with positivity and love. Yes, bitch. Let me get into this look though. I'm really happy that you guys are here. As always, remember you can find me every Thursday also at Drag Survivor at Charlie's. It starts around 9 o'clock. It's really good. Shout out to all of the entertainers over at Charlie's that are competing. We're in the all-star situation. It's Fridays. I will be at Hydrate hosting the RuPaul's Drag Race Season 14 viewing party along with Gina Bell. Doors open at 6:30 and the viewing starts at 7 o'clock. The best thing about this, exciting prizes. One thing about me, I actually love gifts. I love to like gift people things. It's really fun for me. If you follow me on Instagram, you see me like during Christmas, I was like giving gifts to the audience. Makes people feel good. Give away perfumes, types of Drag Race like stuff, coloring books and all that. We gave away a coloring book that I was actually in. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know I was in a coloring book, man. It was kind of sickening. But one thing that I'm excited that we're giving away. So I got this lovely gift from World of Wonder. It's very nice that they sent this to me. It's all of these repeater badges. And I thought it was nice that I should give these to a fan that would love them because it says that they're limited edition enamel pins and they have all of the repeater badges. And I thought, you know what, a fan I think would really enjoy this. So please make sure you guys come out to Hydrate Nightclub every Friday starting at 7 p.m. viewing for RuPaul's Drag Race Season 14 to win all types of fun prizes. And you could even win these cool repeater badges, girl. This is so cute, right? Slice number 1. And just like that, you know, I'm a Sex and the City lover. I love Sex and the City. Like, hello, we don't need to go there. We all know I love Carrie. I'm loving everything about this whole entire reboot. Now, I was gonna talk about this on the first episode, but I really needed a moment to let everything really marinate. I haven't had time to process because we're still watching it. The show really shook me with this whole new thing. Spoiler alert, if you have not seen it, I'm about to spoil everything. Okay, let's just talk about the obvious elephant in the room. The fact that they killed off Big, I was not prepared for that. I was not ready for that passing. I was literally eating Chipotle with the napkins, crying. I was not prepared for them to just do that. I was really going in. Like, it was really difficult. Excited to actually see them in this phase of their life. And like Carrie said, she got that apartment when she was 29 years old, and we really watched her go through highs and lows with Big and Aiden, all the other crazy men. I'm loving Charlotte's story with her child. Very what we feel like is a transitioning from, you know, just transitioning into someone else. A lot of women like Charlotte in this world probably can relate to and really see and be like, oh my God, that's me. So like in my brain, like want everything to go perfect and this is so crazy and I don't know what to do, but like on the outside, I'm going to stay refined and together because I love my child. And I love that Charlotte is loving her child. I'm glad that like they didn't write her being some type of evil, like prissy white woman, like who couldn't understand her. Like I really enjoy that Charlotte is really trying to understand her child right now. You know, and it's beautiful to see. To also see like then the sister who was adopted, but she's so like comfortable in the family, such a smarty probably, and plays the piano. I want to know if Miss Thing actually played that piano because honey, the way she played that piano like that, I just was not ready for that moment. My other storyline I would have loved for Charlotte is if she would have moved to Brooklyn. Imagine if Charlotte would have moved to Brooklyn, girl. I really thought that that's what they were going to do. I was like, Charlotte would be everything in Brooklyn, but I think it would take her a minute to understand what Brooklyn is. And if they would have brought Samantha back, and if Kim Cattrall would have like came back and Samantha, I would have loved Samantha to be completely married. Be like loving and cute and like, oh my God, to a man. You know, like how Charlotte is. And like she loves Harry, she loves her family, she loves to be that bitch. The fashion is really kind of like more no shade, older, rich bitch type shit. Like Kathy Hilton type shit. Like Kathy Hilton isn't maybe like, you know, a label bitch. Bitches who wear monogram labels. But you know what I mean, right? Like, you know, Kathy Hilton got on like an expensive t-shirt and some expensive slacks. You know, probably some Escadas or some St. John's or something real luxury like. Like Carrie had the whole hip thing that she had to have surgery, and I love that idea of her in flats. It was kind of weird to see her in flats. I was like, Carrie walking around in flats? Oh my God, like, I didn't even know she owned a pair. Miranda's whole like story, like, you know, Miranda like was a lawyer and I was like, what are they really gonna do with that? Because she was a corporate lawyer. It's really weird they haven't harped on the fact that she is kind of having an affair, I guess. Or having an affair on her husband, I should say. I love this whole thing about her experimenting with her sexuality and who she really likes, and that whole thing in the kitchen with Carrie on the bed I mean, that was a very like real friend moment. I've always loved their bond. above, I think, everyone else. Miranda would always call Carrie first of anyone. I think it comes out on like Tuesdays or something like that on the HBO Max app. I love HBO. They're really have like a lot of great movies and stuff on there I like to watch. So shout out to HBO. They ain't paying me or nothing to say that. I just like HBO. Slice number 2, Andy Cohen, NYC, drunk rant. People were asking me what did I think of this. Oh my God, like, isn't that shocking? Blah, 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 blah. I really didn't think what he did was all that like crazy. My whole entire take on it is that, first of all, it wasn't like he was hosting the Olympics or the presidential debate. He was at New Year's Eve. I can understand where he's coming from, where you have frustration with politicians in your like city. There are definitely people who have opinions on their city politicians. You know, I live in Chicago. A lot of people have opinions on all the politicians who are up in here running things. You know, I felt like Andy Cohen really kind of, in my opinion, did what I really, like, real talk. Andy Cohen did what as black people, we ask for white people to do, to just have the audacity to speak like that. Not necessarily he was thinking that, but I think that he was like, I'ma speak. And he knows that nothing will happen to him. He knew his privilege. And that's kind of like, personally, when I talk to like white people, they're like, what do you want? When you see that and you see that people are obviously starving and hungry and need help, and you have a mayor who isn't doing anything, an alderman or a governor or whatever, who isn't doing with their job, I mean, it's gonna get a little heated. I mean, to me, Andy Cohen ain't really getting no shade on my end, because I really think, you know, he was just speaking for probably so many people who live in New York. Whether he was speaking for the rich people or the poor people, I feel like Andy Cohen used his privilege in that moment and said that, and I appreciate it. Even if you ain't a bitch who get turned, you gonna sip a little bit more of something on New Year's Eve to celebrate, because that's just what it is, and that's a big part of it, the champagne toast. Slice number 3, fashion collabs. Y'all know I'm a fashion nerd, and y'all know I love a little good old fashion moment. Lately, I've been noticing all these fun designers doing all these fashion collabs I thought was fun. So I noticed that Fenty did a collab with like Versace, Balenciaga did a collab with Gucci, which we saw Beyonce in that $35,000 fierce looking outfit. Oh my gosh, she looked fierce, slay! She looks so sickening. So I really thought, like, what would be some really fun fashion collabs that people could do? You know, because I really loved the idea of like two aesthetics kind of similar coming together, or even opposite coming together and just being like, oh my God. So these were a few that I came up with that I think would be so sickening. Okay, here we go. Fenty and Hermès. Could you imagine a fur Hermès Fendi Birkin bag that just said Fendi across the front? Like, that fashion. Jean-Baptiste Valli and Chanel. If y'all know me, y'all know I love a good tool moment. I love a Jean-Baptiste Valli situation. I love Chanel. I literally have it tattooed on me, and it would just be an iconic runway show too, because the production value on a Chanel show. Louis Vuitton and Prada. Both great companies who really work with the leathers and fun. I think Louis Vuitton has a little bit more fun with their leather because the monogram can be anything. St. John and Valentino. Girl, first of all, who don't love some St. John, and who don't love some Valentino? And last but not least, Versace and Armani. Now, y'all already know the beef between Versace and Armani in the 90s was real, honey, okay? You were either a Versace woman or you were a Armani woman, and that's just how it was in fashion. I would love to see this, like, Versace kind of verse or, like, collab with Armani. I think it's time, you know, men fences come together and make great fashion. I mean, why not? Slice number 4, female politicians dress code. I want to make sure, before I start in, that I believe everyone is beautiful. Every woman is beautiful. From the curve, to the swerve, to the slim, to the thin, all are beautiful, okay? I just really want to know, why can't more female politicians have more fun with fashion and not get judged for it? Like, the suits are very boxy and very unflattering, kind of, and the hair is just super safe and blow-dried. And the heel is never above 4 inches. It's always a low heel. This is just talking about fashion. We're not talking about politics, okay? We're talking about fashion, okay? There have been a few exceptions of females in politics that really do push the boundary with fashion and understand like appearance is that. I want to look good and I want to look flattering. Michelle Obama, I think, did a really, really wonderful job. Obviously, always coming together, showing arm, giving us a little cleave, showing maybe a little leg, like, you know, doing her thing, always presenting herself with class. Jacqueline Kennedy was definitely one of those people, very much presented herself with class. I know you're like, DiDa, there's so much going on, and you're about to bring this up as what you notice from female politicians and their dress code. Truth be told, the men be looking like garbage and ill-fitting, terrible suits, and I'm like y'all already up here, like, just, I don't know. And maybe that's that. And you know what made me really like realize this? I'm just a little, I mean, am I the only one who thinks this is crazy? Or let me know, am I just being like, DiDa, you being the most? You were on the cover of Vogue! Like, oh my God! Chucks. I mean, I would have rather you had been barefoot. Like, when people are on the cover of Vogue, they take advantage of the moment. They take advantage of the moment, of the moment. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm crazy, but yeah, I don't know. It would just be more fun if you like saw our female politicians just a little bit more lifted up on pedestals, because they have to deal with crazy, disgusting white and black and all race men who are capitalists and disgusting. So I just feel like, you know, if you're gonna be on the cover of Vogue, darling, be on the cover of Vogue. Slice number 5, Real World Homecoming. I think they're like one house member short that didn't want to show up. I love the whole like real world, world rules world. I grew up with it in the 90s. It was a really great thing to watch, and I loved it. And so I love that they're doing the homecoming. And of course, you know, they're doing a really controversial season because of the whole pulling of the blanket, and you know how that made David look and how that made Tammy look. Real talk, I also hope MTV addresses the fact that Puck spit in David's face at the challenge and everybody took Puck's side when they was gonna send him home. But I digress. I love how they're like addressing this whole entire like these topics of what's going on in the world. It's really, really great to see like where they just are. I love the fact that they play the exact music that they've used at that time, and they do like a side by side of what is what. It really is such like, I guess, I don't know the word, like nostalgia or like it is just really like it takes me truly back to my childhood watching them redo this whole thing over again. You know, there's been lots of heated conversations about race. I think the one thing that has stuck out to me, David and Tammy in this last episode kind of had their disagreement about how David felt and how Tammy felt. And you know, I think that it was great to I mean, it's horrible to see people fighting over something so, but I think that for me it was great to see because it is a true conversation. I think that Black people and all people of color are really having within their own communities right now. Even white people, I think that people are just having those conversations with people within their communities and cultures and saying and really holding people accountable. And then there being people who just want to like, you know, like, look, I don't necessarily want to speak up. I want to like just go with the flow, get in where I fit in, play the game, and then learn the game. There is a big conversation with that. I see it all the time with the Drag Race girls, you know. There are Black Drag Race girls who will say everything, and then there are Black Drag Race girls who don't say anything. And this is what I've come to learn. You know, not everybody's Black experience is the same, and I think that you're seeing that being played out right now on the show with that conversation that Tammy and David had. David walking around threatening he was gonna snatch Tammy's wig. I mean, I think Tammy could have took David herself, honestly, but she called her husband, honey, and her husband came up in there. He was ready to like rack stuff up, okay? He was like, where David? David! 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 Oh, he was ready to go in. I really look forward to seeing more of this because one of my favorites is Hawaii. I love Ruthie. She was one of my favorites. Tech Money. I grew up watching Tech Money, and so like, it is really just exciting. Coral, I loved Coral. She was such an educated Black woman, and at the time she was just looked at as an angry Black woman, but she was super educated and fierce. And just like, there's just so many people that I want to see them all get back together. And there's a lot of people that maybe have to answer for things too. So like, you know, like I said, there was that whole moment where Puck spit in David's face and everybody was taking Puck's side when they threatened to send Puck home. And he had said, if I would have spit in Puck's face, it would have been a different story. And I agreed with David on that. You know, David's had a really rough situation on camera. He's a stand-up comedian. He's a professional stand-up comedian, which sometimes I know people who are stand-up professional comedians, not all, but some really don't know how to turn that off. And then if they're also pushed into a corner of them that, like, you know, comedians are dark. So he will show you how, you know, mean and savage he can be. And I think that was what you were seeing when he was saying that he was threatening to snatch her wig. I really appreciate MTV for doing it, because it is really something that I've always wanted. I've always wanted them to kind of, I guess, redo these and just really, hopefully, I don't know, solve long feuds, clear people's mental health, and help, you know, people kind of move on maybe from things that have happened on national TV. So, thanks! Alright, you guys, that was my 5 slices of pop culture for the week. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. As always, please feel free to follow me on all of my platforms, on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I'm still trying to learn TikTok. Please feel free to leave some comments below just on like TikTok tricks, because I really am trying to like learn this, because I really do like it. I think the thing that I have fallen in love with the most on TikTok is the reaction duet videos. So shout out to Amani Van Zap. She does some of my favorite duet videos. I just love watching her reaction, and people always say, oh my god, your reactions are so funny. So I love doing those. I want to also just maybe do some of the other fun little dance things, because y'all know I love to dance, and I love to, like, you know, drop it like it's hot and twerk. So I don't know, it's just gonna be fun little things. But yeah, drop down in the comment section and give me some TikTok like tricks. So the TikTok is at DiDa Ritz Swag. Hit me up, give me that follow, you know, give a bitch some help, some tips. Be nice, be gentle with me, okay? Y'all know me in social media, I'm always scared. Yeah, that's it. I will see you guys next week for another episode of Detailz the Slice. Bye. Subscribe. Prove.